The World Trade Organization has destroyed the Caribbean. It has destroyed all of the third world developing countries, especially ones with limited export. This is everything you should know about the World Trade Organization.
We were asked to address the question about globalization, about it being new, wasn't there trade in? But long before the first globalization based global trade on slavery, we had genuinely free international trade. My country was among the leaders in it. India was exporting spices long before the Europeans thought they should colonize the world to control the spice trade. And during colonialism, we had huge conflicts because the British wanted to convert those forests, they're called better lands, into timber mines. And the farmers said, no, these are the base of sustenance of these farms. And I think that really is at the heart of the new globalization. The last globalization also had a free trade treaty. I'm sure most of you never heard of it. Exactly the same rules as NAFTA, same rules as WTO, same rules that basically say punish the local economy and reward the global predator. Change the entire system so that those who pirate and trade do well and those who do honest business disappear. There is no other part of the world where 750 million people make a living in agriculture. And yet that 750 million people's livelihoods and lives are threatened because of a new trade system, which I believe is based on two totally illegitimate principles. The first is the principle of the right to dump, which is sell below the cost of production, and all the laws on market access in the WTO agreement. So it ends up being a right to dump. Right to dump now at 50% across commodities below the cost of production. That's what free trade rules are about. And the second, I would call the right to force feed. It's the right that is being exercised through WTO rules to force Indians to stop eating food cooked with their edible oils and only eat food cooked with palmolene. I believe it was not meant to be an edible oil, or GM soya oil. And I can't go into details in these 10 minutes of how that was achieved. Or the more recent dispute introduced against the European Union in the WTO by the United States government to say the Europeans don't have a right to say no to genetically engineered food, or now, after August, don't even have a right to regulate the GM imports with labeling, segregation, and traceability laws. These are force-feeding laws. So the combination of false prices and forced feeding, in my view, doesn't lead to free trade. It leads to forced trade. And that is the real problem with the free trade agreements. They are about forcing trade on unwilling producers and unwilling consumers. These rules are emerging very clearly as true rules of vicious globalization. And just because you sit in a stock market can bet on the global casino doesn't make you a superior human being, just allows you to have more disposable income, and you have a duty to put more of it back to maintain the earth and to maintain farmers. The entire plant material of the planet to belong to one or two companies, intellectual property rights is a huge hidden subsidy. Paying farmers less than what it has cost them to produce, whether it is through direct income support, no matter what the trick used to buy below cost of production, that is a subsidy. And those don't come directly from governments, those come from corporations, ripping off the farmer, and society then bearing the cost somehow in ill health, dispossessed farmers, and disappearing rural communities. I think we need rural communities everywhere in the world.